everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. I'm about to have a little play with this paper towel roll. I've actually got a few ideas of different things in my head, and I'm having trouble focusing on one thing at the moment. I've been fussy cutting all day and trying to decide which way I wanted to go. And I think I have a little plan in mind, so I've popped the camera on. We'll see how we go. I don't tend to use toilet rolls, but I do like the paper towel rolls. I find they're a little bit wider. So anyway, we'll see how we go with this project. So I have my journal here. Okay, back to basics. Let's go back. This little project is also inspired by Smudgeworks or Junk Journals with Gina B, I believe. I hope I got that right. Again, something I saw on her, in one of her journals on her Etsy page, that inspired me and got my creative mind going, and I've kind of been holding on to that thought for a little while now and wasn't really sure how I wanted to put it into play, but I'll let you in a little bit of my process. So this is the paper pad that I'm using for my journal that I'm working on, and oops, I have in here these little cards. So they're not very big. I think I just measured a moment ago, and I think it was 2 1/4 roughly, about 2 1/4 inches by wide, which was what I was most interested in, by about 1 3/4 by the look of that in height. So with those in mind, and there are some other tags in here, and I would like to use some of these tags in my journal. As you can see, they're really pretty. So I knew I had these little treasures here to use, and having seen Gina B's page on one of her journals, and again, I can't share with you because I don't have it, but I've decided to do a paper flip. I'm kind of crossing a paper flip and a snippet roll in my mind. That's what I'm doing. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know whether this will be good or bad. But so I was thinking I could use this, and I don't think it's quite long enough. What can I do? Actually, so I've just got my little snippets off my paper pad. I may even be able to put a topper on there and use that to fix to the page. It won't necessarily go on this page. I'm just getting a gauge of size. So, and you could use any paper you wanted to for this. I decided I wanted to use this brown paper, and this is the thicker of the 2 lots that I had. So this is 6 sheets glued together. So yes, because the original was 3, and then I folded that in half, which gave me 6. So I'm thinking I will use that, and my intention may be to put a topper on there that I can then fold over, and that then becomes my hinge to attach it to the page. And I think I might cut it off at 3 1/2. I don't want, or 3. I don't want it too thick. I might go 3. Okay. So just going to set that aside and get my little paper cutter. I'm just going to cut that at 3 inches. Okay, so my plan is to do a little collage on this paper. This is literally going to be a background paper. Sometimes I watch my videos back and I'm floored by the number of times I say literally. I don't know if any of you have noticed, it's almost doing my head in, so I need to rewind and take that back. Sorry guys. I'm just looking for my collage papers. Trying to decide what I want to add. Any little scraps. Every time I look through this pile, I see another idea that I've had that I've set bits and pieces here for. Here we go. Whoops. Okay, and there's some of my double print there, which is fabulous because I don't mind that it's a double print, and I just want to make sure that will work with, oh yes, that looks really pretty. Hope you can see that. Make sure I'm in camera. So I think they'll go really well together. So I might pop this textures that way. Oops. Obviously that wasn't very straight. Okay. And just getting my glue book. Sorry, I'm not really set up here to be videoing at the moment. As I said, I've been fussy cutting all day and I've kind of shifted things aside so I could... I've actually just remembered that hubby had plans this evening and I was like, oh, I've got some extra time that I can turn the video on. So I did. Okay. I'm thinking... I'm going to put that down there. Oops. And my bone folder. It's almost time for me to make some more of these brown paper sheets. I've just about used all of the 6 thickness ones that I have. I think this is the last of it. I really enjoyed using them. Okay. paper is so frail. It's tearing without any effort at all, but not necessarily in the direction I want it to tear. I'm going to pop that down there. And I must apologise, I've been a little disorganized, and I've had some videos to upload and I just haven't got there. I've been struggling with a migraine for quite a few days now. Every time I think it's gone, it comes back again. So I've been avoiding using technology as much as possible in the hope that it would go away. I'd like it to just go away. So yes, I do have a couple to pop up, and they will go up before this one does, but sorry to anybody who enjoys watching my channel, and I must thank you all for your support. You've all been amazing since I started this YouTube journey. It's not something I started doing this for. I certainly was overwhelmed by the whole thought of doing a YouTube video when I first started, I will admit, and I found it incredibly daunting. But there's been so much support out there that you guys have all kept me going, so I truly appreciate everything that you've done. And I just need you to know that, because I really enjoy making these journals, and I'm really thrilled to be able to share what I'm doing with people. So the fact that I have that support out there is quite humbling. And I just want you all to know how grateful I am. Okay. Now this is a piece of book paper that I think I practiced with my new tear ruler that hubby made me, just to see how the tear ruler went, and it's sitting here. So it says you must put your elephant on board. That's really funny. I'm not sure that whole sentence will make it, but I really like that. Okay. Maybe we can pop it that way, and that way the sentence will make it. I'm just thinking, I was checking it for content because it's a children's journal, and I was just thinking some of it will be covered anyway, so. I like it like that. Let's have a play with the next part and we'll see how that looks with it and decide if we need to add anything else. I really want to pull those little pieces off, but I think I need to pop it aside and wait for the glue to dry. So I should have mentioned that this paper here is actually from AntiquePaperie, and it was a double print, so I don't know if you can see that. I'm quite sure you can. I was trying to do a back-to-back print and I messed up and printed two of the same thing on one side, so it's been great for collage, and I don't mind that it has the double print. I think it kind of adds to the fun. Okay, so I have this paper towel roll and I'm just going to see if I can flatten it. I was just thinking I should have cut a couple of those little journaling cards out. My hand's shaking. I'm trying really hard to flatten this. Okay. I need to check again the measurements. I think I wanted it 2 1/4 and it's 2 1/2, so that means the little journaling card should fit inside. Yes, so it's 2 1/4 and this becomes 2 1/2, so that's perfect. Okay, so I think I want one cut at 2. Actually, I might get my big guillotine out. I'm just going to move my glues out of the way, sorry. I think the guillotine will be much quicker. It's just cumbersome to set up. I sometimes avoid getting it out when I've got the camera going because, well, because I feel like I'm wasting time, but at the same time, if I didn't have the camera on, this is how I would do it. I'm just making room. I really need to take a little bit of time and tidy my desk and get some organisation about it again. Okay, let's see if I can let you in on my mess. Okay, and I need to do so about 6.7. I don't even know why I did that. Let me see. So we have these fun alphabet ones too. So I'll possibly use a combination of both. Okay, so 2, so about 5 centimeters. Sorry, I know you guys can't see very well. I can't put the arm of the guillotine up much more because the camera's in the way. So that's not a very big pocket really, but that's okay. I'm thinking I probably, sorry, you can't see, thinking I probably could have gone just a little bit deeper. Actually, no, I know what I'll do. We'll leave it like that. Okay. So, then I want decisions, guys. Well, they will work for that. Well, that's fun. Okay, so how tall is that? 3.5. So if I come to about 3, which is just past 7.5 centimeters, if we go there. So about 7.5. So I might do 2, oops, sorry guys, I might do 2 like that, which is the perfect size, turns out. Just excuse me while I pop this back. Okay, and I'll just move you back down. Get you away from all that mess. Okay. So, I'll need that. So this one here, that's really annoying me. So I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so I want to decorate the front of this. Not quite sure I've thought that part through. I think I might cut a tiny piece off. So I'm thinking about 1/4 inch. I just need my pencil. So about there. About there. Okay. I'm just taking off the corner. Not even that. I'm tapering it slightly so I can cut across the center at the front and make the front a little bit lower is my plan. But how? Actually, if I can cut this small enough, I might be able to sit it inside to act as a bit of cushioning for my blade. Is what I'm thinking. Fingers crossed, guys. I did start going through the back. Whoops. A little bit of book paper maybe to cover that up. Okay. So, book paper. Actually, what about some music paper for the inside of the pocket? There. I really wish it wouldn't do that. Okay. Let's see how that goes. I don't want to tear it yet because that will help me get it in there. I almost did. So I'm going to fold it that way and slide it in. And then press it down. Okay. And then because that is so fragile, it does just tear very easily to get it like that. Okay. I have this little piece left. So these are the watercolor gel prints that we did. Got the rest just here. So I have these, and that one's the brightest. I think that's a little bit too bright for this project. This one is the lightest. And then there's that one there, quite like this. So I'm wondering whether I can utilise a little bit of that. I might do a bit of stamping on it. I don't actually know where my script stamp is though. Bingo. Okay, sorry about that. My cup of tea's gone cold already. I don't know why I make one before I start crafting, I really don't. Okay. And I think I had said in a previous video, I'm planning on sticking to my brown inks for this journal. I feel like there's not a lot of black in it, so that was why I've chosen to do that. Okay, so I think I'm just going to leave it on the acetate that it's on. And I do want actually, I might stamp on here first. I don't want it really, really dark. And with this watercolor gel print, I have actually sealed it with, I'll pop over and get it for you, but I did give it a quick seal with some spray sealant. I did that shortly after I finished and it dried. Okay, so I'm just going to do that top half. Or bottom half even, oh my goodness. And I will just get the sealant before I forget. Okay, so this is what I've used, the crystal coat. It's a matte varnish, and I just gave it a really, really light spray just to seal in the watercolour, so that if I used anything over the top of it, it wouldn't shift. Fingers crossed that works. It should. where did we go? I think I want to tear the edge on this. I don't know why the stamp has really made those colours pop. I'm loving the look of it even more. And I do want to tear the bottom edge as well. I'm going to make it a little bit wider and then tear off the excess, I think. Okay. How pretty is that? Hoping you guys are focused okay. Sorry, I haven't been checking. So I might ink that. I know that one end will be too long, but I'm going to ink it all the way around first anyway. And then I can touch up the edge that I tear after I've torn the excess off. That is seriously pretty. Just wondering if I want to stamp something on it. Or oh, isn't that pretty? Well, I think I'll just use one of those. And I might use this glue actually. So the quick dry adhesive. I was going to use my glue stick, but I'm not actually sure with the stiff cardboard whether it will hold very well once it starts to dry, so I'm hopeful this will have a better hold. Seems I've gone over slightly on that edge too, but I'm just going to fold it down. I may do the same on this side. Okay. I'm just going to run a very fine strip of glue across the bottom. To hopefully seal it. I'm not sure that's going to hold. Worst comes to worst, I might try and do a little stitch in the bottom. Actually, where's my Fabri-Tac? Fabri-Tac. Fabric glue, because we don't have Fabri-Tac here in Australia. Maybe that is going to hold. I'm thinking it might be good. Seeing a tiny amount of light in it. So I'm wondering if so I've literally, that's two. I've just popped that across the bottom of it. In my mind, it's like a book binding to run the glue along the outside. So I'm hoping that will give it some extra support. Okay. Sorry, just having a little sip of my tea. And then I think that little pocket is done. I pop that one on there. That one seems a little bit frail with the little bit of doylet that's on there. So I'm going to go with this one. I like it that way better, I think. Okay, so there's one little pocket. They're very thick, but they're quite sturdy, but I really like that. And it's starting to become flatter. It's getting the idea that it needs to be a pocket rather than a roll or a cylinder. So that's awesome. Okay, so this one, I'm thinking I might make that the front because I want to see if I can get, oh, I don't know if this will work. Oh, maybe it will go this way, pretty please. Okay. And then we might do a bit of a collage with this. Which way? Oh, I really like that. Okay, so we might ink this one all the way around. We're not going to see the underside of this, so I'm going to ink around this. Let's see if I can tear that this way. Just have a bit of a white edge there. I will link the video below for these gel watercolor prints or watercolor gel prints. They were done in a previous video. They were lots of fun. So I'm wondering, can I get that? Not quite. Needs to come over a little bit more. Well, it's not perfect. I'm just wondering if I can do that. I don't even know if it's worth putting anything under there if I just leave it like that. Oh, this one is calling out for book paper. That's not going to work. It's the wrong way. I'm tearing the wrong way. Oh well, here we go. And I'm going to do it the wrong way anyway. Oh well, I've done it. Okay, so I'm going to ink around this. I will use my glue stick for this piece. I'm at 54 minutes. I may have to split this into two, guys. I'll try the glue stick. I don't know if the glue will work for this, but we'll give it a go. Or I don't know if the glue stick will work for this. Oops. That's a little bit delicate there. Okay. And I need to close that pocket. I'm thinking this should stick a little bit better than the other one. I don't think I had the glue in there quite as far as I should have. I'm wondering if I need to pop these little pockets under a heavy book or something overnight just to try and flatten them down a little bit. And I may do that. This one is actually sitting quite well now. It's still got a little bit of a bounce to it, but so just looking for, I do need to ink around this. I'm actually loving the way this is coming together. I'm not going to ink across the top because I need to put my hinge up there. I haven't decided whether I'll add tea stain paper to the back or whether I'll leave it as this brown paper. I quite like the brown paper, but I don't know. It may need a little bit of contrast at the back. Little piece just doesn't want to tear. Okay. I think I want to add I'm really glad I did that. Sorry, I'm bouncing you around. Okay. And then my idea is to, I think I may only fit 2 pockets on there actually. So I'm wanting to add those pockets on there. So I think I might leave it at 2 little pockets. And then I can have some of those beautiful little tags inside those, and the whole thing will flip up on my page. Okay, so I might add the little flip off camera, and I can show that to you at the end once I cut my journaling cards and things out. But that gives you an idea of what I'm thinking. I don't know whether I'll add something to this to embellish it. I did actually think of a piece of lace. Maybe even just a little piece of this. Might just go a little piece of that across the bottom. I quite like that. I'm just going to glue that. Actually, I'm going to try this glue. I haven't used this glue for putting laces and things on before, so I'll try it and see how it goes. Okay. In this way. Needs just a little bit in the corner. Feels like that glue has taken hold quite well actually. So that's good to know. And I need to take that down too. feeling like a little excess. Okay. Oh, I think that's really pretty. So they are my two little pockets to go on my flip. And I'm hoping that they will flatten okay. If not, if it comes time to put them in my journal, I can always add them as pockets and put something else on the flip if I think they're not going to work, if they're going to be too thick or not sit right. But and then, as I said, I will use, I'm thinking a strip of this. We could cut this now very quickly. So this is 3, so I want a piece that's 3 inches. And I don't want it. It's my journal. And did I have a, I did have a ruler, I buried it. I have an organised chaos here. Okay, so I might do a strip about 1 inch. Sorry, about 2 inches. So once it's folded, it becomes 1. So 2 inches. And my scoreboard. I will score that at 1. My goodness, I love that green on the back. Okay, and that will go over the top like that. So I will ink it, and you don't have to ink it, but I think I'd like to. I'm going to pop it about there. Before that dries too much, I need to check and make sure it will fit on my page okay. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Love it. Okay, so I've just got some excess glue there. we're done, guys. So that will go on my page like that. And then my little pockets will go on there like that. And then we'll have some tags inside those. Hi everyone, just turning the camera back on. I've had a look at the back of it and I've decided that if I add this little piece of tea stain paper, I really like the pop that that gives. So I just thought I would turn the camera back on and show you how I'm finishing it off, so that you're not missing out on any of the process. So I'm almost done. I do still really like the brown paper, but I just feel that the tea stain paper, it just really popped with the green in particular at the top. So it was like decision made. It needs something. And I have inked around my tea stain paper to make it stand out as well. Oops. Okay, so before I tack those envelopes on, I am going to sit them under some heavy books for the night and see how they are in the morning. But so that's my flip. I love it. And then my little pockets will sit over the top and they will have the journaling cards from inside the paper pack. So I hope you enjoyed this. I had lots of fun. As I said, it was just a little idea. It didn't quite work out how I thought it would, but I really love them. So happy crafting, everybody. Thank you for coming along on the ride with me. And please remember to like my video, comment if you would like to. I would love to hear from you. And subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos if you like what you see. I really enjoy you crafting along with me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you.